absolutely. One last question is that do you think the Russia-Ukraine war will now go into the background, and it will all be about talking about first about the Hamas-Israel conflict?
There's two different things. One is what is actually happening on the ground, which is the reality of operations, and the second, the way media and politicians treat it. So just because there's a new war on this front, a new front to a very global war against the West by all of this, by this axis, Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, and their non-state allies, doesn't mean that other conflicts go away. They keep fighting. People are losing their lives, and they have their own goals and needs, and none of that is going anywhere. What can happen though is that some people can try to use this war as an excuse to cut off support to Ukraine, or to claim that Ukraine is somehow draining resources from this fight. That Israel Hamas is a much less. They will try to make a case that Israel and Hamas is a much less ambiguous situation than Russia and Ukraine, which they have been trying, even though that is not the case. In both situations, you have sovereign states that have been attacked under premises that violate international laws without a question. Arguing about history and things like that does not excuse violation of sovereignty. You can dispute things in courts, or politically, what you cannot do is invade. But actually, the situation is identical. The methods have been identical, and the support for terror, uses propaganda to try to split public opinion, create equivocations and moral distinctions that actually do not exist. There's the Israel's and Ukraine's moral case against invaders is equally valid. We can discuss, what on an individual level this or that person or group or political party should or should not do, whether or not there's problems in Israeli government or Ukrainian governments. Of course there are problems, but complicating the story does nothing for the reality that invasions and atrocities and war crimes are absolutely inexcusable, no matter how imperfect the target states are. We can argue about all those other issues separately, but not about the basic moral, legal, political reality that allowing this sort of activity does nothing but destabilizes the whole global community, and not even just those states.
Absolutely, absolutely. With one more crisis in front of the world, I guess it is time also to get the right kind of perspective into all these things happening. So we will continue to bring, the right kind of perspective with the world, according to Irina Tsukerman, as we
Thank
go
you.
forward. With
Thank
this,
you so
it's a
much.
it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KAJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.